Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Deathray here. How ya all doing? Hanging out with the members today, doing another live watch party. This is super fun, guys. Really appreciate your patience. There were a couple things where I thought I was all set up and ready to go, and then I sat down and I was like, "Oh crap, dude! You don't have a background. You don't have your timer set up. Like, what the hell are you doing?" Still adjusting from life out in the wilderness from this weekend. So I hope you guys had a nice break as well and are enjoying your Labor Day weekend. Even if you had to work on one of these days, hopefully at least you have today off. Get in one more official American barbecue day. It's very important that we get those, right? Those are the milestones as summer moves on. And this is the one where we get to say goodbye to summer and hello to spooky season. Now, I know some folks start in August. As soon as Spirit opens up, they just go out and get everything and start decorating. I like to wait until September, kind of mid-September, something like that. I'm just such a big fan, and we have horror stuff up around the house year round. So when we really ramp it up, like middle of September, it just makes it a little more special there. So that's how we roll in the Death Ray house. Plus, Kate's birthday is on the 22nd of September. So that's really when we're like, okay, now that we're past that birthday, now we can really dive in. We've celebrated Kate's day, and then we can move forward with spooky season. But hey, we actually started last night. We started watching like, all right, let's watch some movies. Let's watch a movie Kate had never seen, and it was a movie that I hadn't seen in since I was a teenager. We watched The Craft from 1996 last night with Nev Campbell, Fairuza Balk, Robin Tunney, Skeet Ulrich, Breckin Meyer is in there. I'm trying to remember who's the other actress. Her last name is True, and she played Mary Jane in Half Baked. I knew I recognized her from something else because I've seen Half Baked way more than I've seen The Craft, but I enjoyed it. I think The Craft, the perfect double feature for The Craft is watch The Lost Boys and then watch The Craft. Like, that's a good, like, 1-2 punch. You get your, like, kind of boy-centric movie about a cult, as it were, cult of vampires. And then you get your female-centric version with the witches and in The Craft. And I think it's a good combo there. So, yeah, I'm going to say what's up to everybody here in the chat. Thank you so much for listening to me blah 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 for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. What's happening, Eli? How are you doing? Our guy Eli Cortez. The reason for the season here, why we're covering it, Tales from the Crypt on the channel, is all because of that guy. Oh, there we go. That guy right there. I finally found the corner. And later on today, Eli, I'm going to cover up your address. Don't worry. So later on today, we're going to do an unboxing. You can see the shimmeriness of the tape, right? So you can tell this thing has not been opened one bit. I didn't even slit it open so I could take a peek. We're going to be doing an unboxing on the channel. That'll be a public video, but I wanted to do something just for the members here. So yeah, let's see here. Oh, and another thing we're going to be taking a look at, Eli, because I never got around to it. I just kept on forgetting to bring it into the studio because I had it with the records. Is we're going to take a look at this Lost Themes Noir that you had sent my way as well. Sorry about the reflection there. Once we get it out of the slip cover on the video, it'll look a lot better, and we'll open this bad boy up and I'll show you all the goodies inside. The record is beautiful. The actual vinyl is gorgeous. I don't want to go into too much detail on it now, but there's also a 7-inch in here that might be even cooler. So not only is the music on here really, really good and worth your time to listen to, but it's a beautiful piece of physical media to have. Now, gosh, there's so many channels out there that do great physical media for movies. I like physical media for movies, but it can be a very expensive collecting habit. So vinyl for me is a little bit more something I can get my mind around, and sometimes my pocketbook as well. So I really like showing that off to you guys. It's sort of like the physical media that feels at home for me. What's happening, Antonis? Finally back from Europe, unfortunately. Yeah, I would imagine that maybe living in California makes you, wish you could be almost anywhere else, Antonis. Nothing like, I love visiting California and all of that. I don't know how people survive out there. It's, just living out there's got to be very competitive, full of people and very, very expensive. And we got Robert the Wolfman. What's happening, Robert? Ow, ow. How you doing this weekend? Hope you have the day off and you can actually enjoy the holiday here. And we got Maga Cat in the house. What's happening, Maga? How you doing? Holy crap, we've got a super chat from Koi, Mr. Happy Sanjo. Koi, that's really sweet of you, man, especially to super chat on a members only stream. You really don't have to do that, but thank you so much, man. Really appreciate you. Yeah, happy Labor Day to everyone. Kate and I got back from camping about 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and we were both pretty beat. We got some really good food before we left and made sure to only eat half of it so we could enjoy it here. Laid down to watch the movie and did not last much longer after that for sure. All right, who else did we got in here? It looks like we're all caught up except for, let's see here. Oh, wait, it looks like I may be missing something because there's a nice little conversation going on here. I love this too, Maga. Happy Sanjo, the man, the myth, the legend. And Koi says, today marks my 1 year anniversary without nicotine. That is awesome, Koi. Congratulations, man. That's got to be a really, really tough one to beat. So very happy for you. And here's to many more years of health and nicotine-free existence, huh? That's pretty awesome, man. Boom. Everyone is saying what's up. Maga's saying he's blessed. The day's been great. Hope you're having a great day yourself. Happy I'm so nice rarely gets said about me. Yeah, well, you know what, Maga, you're amongst friends here in the membership chat. So this is great. Yeah, I mean, awesome to hang out with everyone and see everyone be sweet to one another as well. And we got Erica in the chat. What's happening, Erica? Erica's one of the mods over at Killjoy Jake's channel. Really appreciate you coming on by and being a member here. Not sure if you There we go. Okay, we're back. What the heck was that? I have no idea. But yeah, I wanted to say what's up to Erica. She's a mod over at Killjoy Jake's channel. Really appreciate you coming on over here and being a member, Erica. I'm looking forward to Jake and I have been talking about me popping on over to the channel and hanging out with everyone over there within the coming weeks. So really looking forward to that. And we've got Jamie Hart, our Death Squad mod. Great to see you, Jamie. Hope you're having an awesome weekend and that Labor Day is treating you well so far. Let's see who else we got going on here. Koi's going to be doing some PS5 Platinum Trophy hunting today. That sounds like a great use of time with the holiday. And I froze. Yeah, hopefully I'm back and everything's okay. Erica, you did break the stream. How dare you? It's funny, like it just so rarely happens here. Maybe I need to restart the computer a little more often. And you know what? Honestly, today I probably need to plug in my external drives and clear out some space just so everything keeps on moving smoothly. And we got our other Death Squad mod in here, Mr. Cody Snyder. Happy Labor Day to you, man. Looks like you're working, but you're out in Michigan, my wife's home state. So say hello to Michigan for us. Yeah, everyone. Oh no. The return of the death ray. That's right. At least we froze on a pretty face. That's great because for me, it was just a spinning wheel. So I have no idea what kind of face was on there. So, man, if you froze on a pretty face, then I consider myself lucky with that one. Man, that Crow movie may be the worst thing besides Halloween Ends that MAGA Cat's ever seen. Absolutely terrible. I wanted my money back. I've heard such mixed things about that, MAGA, and I'm a big Halloween Ends fan, but you know, the way that I feel about whether or not you like art is just like, I mean, it works for you or it doesn't, so I don't take it personally. Yeah, Killjoy Jake is going to be over there at Scarefest, so pop in and say what's up, Cody, and if you don't mind, tell him hi from Davey Deathray. That would be great. Uh, garbage. Brandon Lee is rolling over in his grave. Yeah, I mean, they probably should have just not had him be called Eric, and then you can just do some other Crow story, you know? So, yeah, it is odd that they went that route with the whole Crow movie, but I've heard some people really like it, and I've heard some people say it's the worst thing ever. So, gosh, I don't even know what to think. I'm gonna get the PS4 rolling here so we can kind of line up the episode. I believe I've got the link in the description below. So let me just double check on that. And let me, and then I'm going to, all right. So yeah, the link is there right at the top of the description. So if you want to watch along, you can watch along on YouTube. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and start a little poll. And it's not going to have anything to do with the episode. The poll is, will you be barbecuing today or not? Very, very easy poll. I don't know what it is. I like the polls. They're fun. They're fun, the polls. But yeah, let's go ahead and line this thing up. What's happening, Jenks? How you doing, man? Our guys over at Twisted Locker have been getting into a little bit more of a live routine. Always great to see those guys hop on a live. If you don't already sub over at Twisted Locker, go ahead and check out their page and give them some love. They do, a little bit of live, like I said, but a lot of like ranking videos, spotlighting videos. Well, maybe not ranking, but like list videos like, hey, here's 10 movies from Amazon Prime that you got to check out right now, that kind of thing. And then they also talk about, just movies that they're really passionate about, that maybe don't get that spotlight that they deserve. So really love the content over at Twisted Locker, our guys over in Wales. And yeah, you know what, guys, I'll find a way next year to make it out to For the Love of Horror. I know, Jenks, yesterday you said that I'm just not committed. And you know what? You're right. And it really hit me right here. So next year, plan on it. Let's book it now. I've never crossed an ocean. I've crossed oceans in time to see you. Never crossed an ocean. I've been to Mexico. I've been to Canada. So it'd be great to pop on over, hop across the pond and hang out with you guys. Absolutely. Uh, Jamie says some people are saying they liked The Crow. It's hard to know what to think. Yeah, the range of enjoyment goes from love to it's trash. Yeah, I would imagine, Jamie, it's probably going to be like Halloween Ends, where most people, you're hardly going to find somebody in the middle. That's just my guess. But yeah, I mean, it'll be on, if, if the opinions are any sort of indicator, I wouldn't be surprised if it's on streaming within like 2 weeks. Honestly, like at the end of September at the latest, it'll be on streaming. So if you want to wait, you can wait. Because yeah, man, the theaters are expensive. And if you can't, I know some people are like, oh, just get like the Regal pass. Well, that's great, but not everyone lives near a Regal. Like the closest one I live to is like 40 minutes away. So, just think about how much time you'd be spending taking advantage of that, and that time and that gas money and all that kind of like that costs something too. So I don't know. I would rather just put the onus on the people in the creative world to make movies that make me want to spend the money in the theater. And it's not my responsibility to like subsidize your income. I guess that's the way I feel about it for sure. MAGA is a huge Crow fan, and it was painful to watch. Yeah. Yeah. And we got Gavin hanging out. Oh my gosh, the computer's so slow right now. What's happening, Gavin? Great to see you. He's at work, but wanted to stop in and say what's up. Well, hopefully you can check this out on the replay, my guy. I'd asked you guys last time when we did a stream together if you're cool with me making these public, after the fact. So what I'll probably do is just find someday next week to make it public. I do want to keep it, members only for a good amount of time, because honestly, guys, last time I think about half of the members watched it live, and then the numbers went right up to our membership numbers right after that. So people that had missed it tuned in and checked it out. So I want to make sure it's something that's exclusive for you guys. And then maybe, next week or next weekend, I'll open it up to everybody else. Jamie crossed the ocean to go to Hawaii. It was scary, and I was afraid. Afraid you were going to end up like Tom Hanks in Castaway. Yeah, it's got to be scary flying across an ocean. Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah, I heard about that, MAGA. I heard that the relationship doesn't really work, and I heard that he doesn't really become the Crow until you're like an hour 15 into the movie. Eli just pre-ordered the Howling 2 and the collector's edition of WNUF 2 from TerrorVision. Hell yeah. I've never seen the WNUF movie. I would like to check that out for sure because I really enjoyed Late Night with the Devil. I've never seen that, and I've never seen what's the other one? Ghost something. I can't even remember the name of it right now. I'm trying to think of what it was called. But yeah, I haven't seen either one of those. No Regal, AMC, nor any other big theater chain near me. All I have is Dipson, and they don't have the cool popcorn buckets or nothing. It's bogus. Wilson! Little Wilson love. The difference between Halloween Ends and The Crow is that Halloween Ends is a good movie. It just isn't for everyone. The New Crow is a bad movie, whether you like the OG or not. Good point, Gavin. I won't know until I see The New Crow, but I get what you're saying. Halloween Ends is a well-made movie, so even if you don't like the story, it's not like it's crap. I think that's true for sure. People only like it for basic reasons like Bill being hot and a 10-minute action sequence. Yeah, I guess, and that's one of those things is Bill doesn't do anything for me. So I'm more of like, are you a good actor? And thankfully he is a good actor. I'm just not like The Crow isn't something that's like massively important to me. I really enjoy the first movie and everything, but it's not something that's like near and dear, you know? And then there you go. MAGA even agrees that, yeah, Halloween Ends is not a badly made movie, but a movie he doesn't enjoy. Ghost Watch. Thank you, Eli. Appreciate you. And he has the big box set of that too. Yeah, I'd love to watch both of those because I know they were, massively influential to Late Night with the Devil. So I would like to check them out for sure. What's happening, Gina? She says, just popping in until you start watching. Hi, everyone. All right. Yeah, we're going to get going here in a few minutes. Jamie says, if Bill is shirtless, I'm in. Well, there you go. We all know where Jamie sits because, she doesn't mind, dong hanging in movies. In fact, she wishes there was more of it. So, maybe we'll see that shift, Jamie. Maybe we will. And MAGA's saying it should have gone straight to streaming. Take care, Gavin. Have a great rest of your day, man. Hope it's as pain-free and as enjoyable as work can be. Sorry, guys. I'm all caffeinated and I've only eaten a little bit, so I'm all dig. But yeah, let's go ahead and get the episode rolling here. Are you guys going to be watching along or what? What's happening? Link in the description below if you're gonna. And 67% of you are not going to be barbecuing. I don't know if we are either. We're getting some food out to cook and everything, but it's not going to be barbecuing. That's for sure. Bill's accent is so terrible in the movie, almost distracting. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, guys, let's see here. Okay, so we're going to get the episode going here. Only Sin Deep, Season 1, Episode 4 of Tales from the Crypt, starring Leah Thompson, Britt Leach, and Brett Cullen. This one is directed by Howard Deutsch, and written by Fred Decker, who we all know from Monster Squad, all that kind of fun stuff. We won't mention RoboCop 3. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this one going. I'm going to start on 3, 2, 1, begin. There we go. All right. Just want to check the volume. Jamie, the sex scene only showed Bill's ass. No tits and ass from the chick. Well, there you go. Little more balanced out, right? Just guy butt. We can deal with that, right? I barbecue every day anyway, even in the snow. My neighbors think I'm crazy. I think that's the way to go, Jamie. Like, we have a little grill outside, and it's funny, like in the winter, we grill a lot more because in the summer it's just so damn hot. Well, I guess in the summer, sometimes you grill because you don't want to turn the oven on. We haven't grilled that much in the hotter months this summer, admittedly. A lot through like April and May as it was heating up. So yeah, Leah Thompson, what did you guys think? I would imagine you guys watched the review of the episode that I did. What do you guys think of this voice she uses? To me, it's like sometimes it's very deep, sometimes it's not as, but it's this very like I don't know if she's just trying to do an accent, and it ends up sounding like a tomboy to me, you know? I mean, not even a tomboy. It sounds like she's trying to do a guy's voice. Jamie says, "Ass is enough for me." Snuggles from Ziggy Puppy Pup. It is a live watch party, Erica. There is a link in the description below. And let's see here. You can keep track. The little counter I've got is right there. So that's where we are in the episode if you want to tune in. All of these episodes are available on YouTube, and I think they're on Daily Motion as well. Man, ass is not what MAGA Cat wants in a movie. I guess I feel like, you know, MAGA, if they're gonna show one, you might as well just show the other. Not a big deal. Doesn't really offend me. But also at the same time, the way I feel about sexy stuff in movies is sort of like, you know, you can just indicate that that's what's gonna happen. I don't think sex scenes like do anything for the story. So if you just like let us know, like we get the point, these people are about to bang, and then we can just get on with the story. Like we don't need to, I don't need to see how they're gonna do it. If you're gonna watch that, there's a totally different genre of film for that. Yeah, I guess for me, it's just sort of like, you know, I'm glad we have. I think I said it during the Friday the 13th part 2 watch along. You know, I'm glad we have those older movies with all the TNA and everything like that. But I think like moving forward, it's not necessary. We can always go back and check out Terry from Friday the 13th part 2 if we want a little. Eli says, "Be glad it's only ass." Yeah. I don't think they have. I just think people feel differently about it. Yeah. And I think especially like in horror, it's one of those things to me where it's like, I just feel like horror should have some of that taboo stuff, you know, really not that big of a deal. But yeah, you certainly don't see it as much, even in like, you know, comedies and stuff like that. Like it was a big thing in like 80s comedies for there to be like the TNA. Booty, 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 rocking everywhere. How about Jamie? What about the bubble butt? Bubble, bubble, butt, butt. These songs that I have no idea that exist until I go to like a bar or some public place and I hear songs on the, you know, overhead speakers, and I'm just like, I had no idea these songs existed. I am so out of that world. And right now, Sylvia is robbing the pimp at gunpoint. I love when, yeah, right here when she's like in the watch and he's like, "Really?" And she's like, "What is this? Let's make a fucking deal." Brooke Scarlett is in the chat. What's happening, Brooke? Great to see you. Happy Labor Day to you as well. Are you guys going to be barbecuing? Are you camping or doing anything fun with the family this weekend? Let us know. And this woman here, her friend looks kind of familiar to me as well, although I don't know. A lot of times people look familiar, especially in these old shows, you know, and then I can't, even Britt Leach right here. I'm like, I know I've seen that guy in like all sorts of movies growing up. Didn't know his name, couldn't really like pin it down. And then when I looked at his IMDb, I'm like, oh my God, this guy's Gary's dad in Weird Science. Of course. Yes. He's in The Great Outdoors. He's in a whole bunch of stuff. Sorry, guys. I have a very itchy nose. But yeah, like I had said in the review, it's really cool how, you know, Howard Deutsch and Leah Thompson met on the set of Some Kind of Wonderful, and then they got married a month after this episode aired. But not only that, he directed The Great Outdoors, so he had worked with Britt Leach before. So it's really cool, you know, the family kind of vibe that Tales from the Crypt has. You know, you got those, I think it's 5 or 6 executive producers that are all, you know, Walter Hill, Robert Zemeckis, Richard Donner, and I know I'm forgetting a couple other big ones. But it's really cool that they all, you know, come together to produce this really fun, like kind of silly show. But then they, you know, bring in that sort of family vibe. You know, you're bringing back people like Fred Decker. You're bringing, you know, Richard Donner's directing episodes, Zemeckis is directing episodes, like all that fun kind of stuff. Holy cow, we got Barry Cameron. Wolfman's got nards in the chat. What's happening, Wolfman? So glad you were gifted a channel membership. And yeah, this is the perfect episode for you to jump in on, Barry, because yeah, Fred Decker wrote this one. I know, I'm a big Fred Decker fan. I know that you are a massive Fred Decker fan. So thanks for stopping on by. And then if you want to join in, I'm watching on a DVD, but the episode is available on YouTube. There's a link in the description below. And then we got our little timer right there as well. Erica says, I definitely wear furry boots just for the looks I'd get. Jamie, did you get some cake? Let's see here. Oh, you're talking about, yeah, apple bottom. I thought so, Erica, when you said this, I was like, oh, was one of the prostitutes wearing like furry boots? And the boots with the fur, are they talking about like, is it basically they're talking about Uggs? I don't even know. Let's see here. Everyone's saying what's up to Barry. This is not the one with Miguel Ferrer. This is Leah Thompson and Britt Leach, Brett Cullen. Let's see here. Who else is in this one? Those are the 3 stars that I can think of. I know Simon Baker from Land of the Dead has a very like blink and you miss it cameo. He's uncredited but listed on the IMDb page. And when we get to that moment, guys, I'll show you because I think the camera just pans by him at a party. I'm a big Simon Baker fan. I really love Land of the Dead. I think it's one of those movies that just gets more enjoyable the more I watch it. I didn't really love it at first, but I kind of like that, when a movie is sort of like, it's okay at first, maybe you need to watch it a couple more times to really like wrap your head around it. Land of the Dead was definitely one of those movies that the more I talked to other Romero fans and they were sort of able to help me see something that I hadn't seen before. Similar to like our whole Rob Zombie Halloween 2 discussion, I was able to go back and find a greater appreciation every time I watched it after having a chat. Barry Cameron, get to your room and clean up. The vacuum was only running for 30 seconds. That floor can't be clean. That's like something my mom would say. Like, you didn't vacuum long enough, I don't know why I was possessed to say your whole name, Barry. I didn't mean to dox you. Let's see. Erica says, I think more so early 2000s super fuzzy boots. Okay, there we go. Well, yeah, I know it's a rap song. I don't listen to hip hop. Like right around the time I turned 21, like back in 03, that was the time when I heard the most hip hop because I was old enough to go to a bar. And it's pretty much all they play at bars. Don't hear any rock and roll really. What's happening, Curtis? Great to see you. So we had Jenks drop in earlier, and now we got Curtis from Twisted Locker. Guys, if you haven't subbed over there, I know I've already given the commercial, and I know we're doing a members only hang, but go give them a shot. I really, I love their content. I love their personalities as well. Gorgeous accents. You guys know me. I'm a big accent fan. I don't know. I just find them fascinating for sure. Yeah, MAGA. It's true. They do. Yeah, chicks wear mom jeans, and then guys wear. I've seen guys wearing baggy, but like stiff jeans that are high water. So it's this really odd look that I don't ever remember that look being fashionable in the early 90s, but it's one of those like, those early 90s looks are coming back. I have a nephew that plays in a band, and the clothes he wears, I'm like, I guess I can see how it's early 90s. But I never saw people dress like that back then. It's like a augmented version of early 90s style. Yeah. Well, and the shame too is like the butts look like they're like 3 feet long. There's no definition. It's funny, like I'm a big Seinfeld fan, MAGA, and whenever I go back and watch those Seinfeld episodes, I'm like, how did people in the early 90s know if they were dating somebody that was physically attractive? Like in their clothes, you couldn't tell if they were physically attractive. Okay, guys, we're just about to get Simon Baker's cameo here. So Leah Thompson's character is looking by. Simon Baker was just on the left in a white shirt. Blink and you miss it. But I love this. She just waltzes into this private penthouse party. And there we got Brett Cullen, who not only was Thomas Wayne in the Joker movie, but he was also in I don't know if was it Dark Knight Rises or was it The Dark Knight? He was also in the Christopher Nolan Batman universe as well. Jamie hates the mom jeans. There you go. Jenks is off the bed. He's elderly. Yeah, it's a bit late, right? It's what about almost 8 p.m. out there in the UK. So it is getting pretty late. I love that dynamic though that Jenks and Curtis have. As far as Jenks is he writes, so maybe he's got there's a little more higher expectations because he's in that world as a creative type, as a writer. So I get it on the one hand, but I love that Curtis is sort of like he enjoys the schlock and finds something fun about it. It's a good back and forth. You need that balance when you've got someone, when you have a duo on a channel, similar to like Frank and Darren from the Slaughter Lamb movie podcast. They have their own kind of chemistry. They're different personality types, but they, for the most part, enjoy the same movies. Jenk stayed up extra late to catch this show. Hell yeah. And I'm glad that you're able to drag Jenks to For the Love of Horror. I mean, if you can't have a fun time at a horror convention, like I would be very curious to know what a fun time is for you because every time I go to a horror convention, there's just so much love in the air. I feel like it's like church. It's really cool to meet some of the people that have been in those movies that you've watched for years. It's cool to meet people like, you guys are going to rub shoulders with Frank and Darren and Barry, and I'm totally jealous. I would love to be there hanging out with you guys, drinking some true 20-ounce British pints. When the Puritans came over to the States, they dropped the pint from 20 ounces to 16 ounces. So I guess you're being puritanical, but now you just have to drink more to get the desired effect. It just, to me, it makes zero sense at all. So I always call what you guys have over there a true pint is the British pint to me. Barry says, I model my dress sense on Seth from the OC. Those were the days. Good old Seth from the OC. He was us, huh, Barry? He was us. He was into, I never like did the whole anime deep dive, but he was all into the anime and all the nerdy kind of stuff. Always with the references, very the OC in some sort of way, it's like, is it Josh Swartz, the guy that created it? Sort of has a little bit of that Joss Whedon kind of feel, the banter and the way the characters talked, for sure. A little bit of that Buffy vibe. Jamie's gonna blame Billie Eilish. Yeah, yeah. The jeans that she wears, like, yeah, my nephew wears jeans that are just like that. Yeah, it's I mean, whatever. Like, if you're comfortable, you're comfortable. I guess I just don't get it because I'm so old. And it's not like I think that you always need to be dressing in a way that shows off your body. But it's nice if you have some outfits that make you feel that way, Everyone's saying what's up. Erica says, I was told skinny jeans are out as well as ankle socks, yet I still see old people with the long socks. I'm so lost on sock etiquette right now. Yeah, I wear the ankle, like the below the ankle socks because out here in the desert, you just want as little fabric on your body as possible. And I don't walk around barefoot because it's so dry and hard floors everywhere. The desert is just a harsh, harsh mistress. Yeah, I think skinny jeans on the ladies will always be a good look because ladies have voluptuous figures. I've never understood skinny jeans on men because it makes their legs and hips just look like this triangle with like a flat ass. So I never understood it with men. I don't think it looks good. And, not that I'm shopping for a guy, but I've always just been like, how is that attractive to anyone? It's sad, really, Barry, that men don't wear socks anymore. It's just not masculine. Let's see here. No shows or will be where I wear no shows are will be what I wear with shorts forever. Yeah, the no shows. That's what I've got. So if you wear, yeah, unless I'm wearing I mean, I guess if I have my Vans slip-ons on, you see a little bit of the sock. Eilish is a type O fan. She's okay in my book. I've never heard if I've ever heard a Billie Eilish song, I didn't know it was her. I've never been like, I'm gonna put on a Billie Eilish track. I have no idea what her music sounds like. What does her music sound like? Because I'm a huge like out of all the modern stuff, the only artist that really sort of resonates with me in the pop world is Lord. Lord is like the only one that I really seem to understand. I love her music. Like it reminds me of like Tears for Fears, like really beautiful soundscapes, like great like poetic lyrics that leave, something up to interpretation. I like that Lord, lately she's gone a little bit more into that kind of sexy sort of thing, but for her first couple records, the beginning of her career, it was just very much about the music and not driven by anything else. Yeah. No, yeah, I get it. Sometimes I just feel old, Erica. So right now, Sylvia's at the doctor, and he's trying. The doctor's trying to find like this. He can't even look at her. He's like looking out the window. He's like, "Your skin. I just don't even know what the hell to say. But you're aging really quickly, and it's kind of gross." Is sort of the vibe I'm getting from him. And so here she's back at the pawn shop. The shop owner clearly told her you have 4 months to come back and get this sculpt back, and she completely forgot. Much like myself, she's showing up a day late to do anything about it. And man, the makeup looks really good here. Like especially right there, she isn't like decrepitly old yet. It's just like very wrinkly. The makeup's looking really good. And I love here how we have that full circle moment where there's another young woman and who knows what conversation she's having with the shop owner, but now she gets to be the wrinkly hag with the shroud over her face. Bring back trip pants. I don't even know what those are, Robert. Let me look them up. 'Cause I don't know. Oh my God, Robert. Dude, I don't know. I think that if you go to the right concert, you're gonna see some of those. I bet I those there must have been some of those at Gathering of the Ghouls, right? You're gonna get some of those kids walking around at a horror convention, right? The trip pants. Yeah. Yeah, if you go to Ozfest, you'll see those, I would imagine, right? Do they still do Ozfest? I don't even know. Jamie loves Billie Eilish, her music and her voice, but her lazy clothing style is just awful. And then Cody says, "I can't name a single song, but I saw her wearing a typo shirt." Yeah, well, Cody, that doesn't even mean that she's a fan, right? You could probably get a typo negative shirt at Target, you know? I mean, I saw a baby wearing a Nirvana shirt yesterday, and I was like, "You don't even know their catalog." I mean, nowadays, yeah, pop stars they just might think it gets them street cred. Like, what is she gonna, she'll wear like a skinny puppy shirt, and then, people that don't like establishment pop music will be like, "Oh, but Billie Eilish likes skinny puppies, so it's okay." Oh, I'm not gonna say it, but there it is, folks. Robert's laid down the ultimate truth. Let's see here. Barry says, "Have you ever heard Paint Dry, Davy? That's what a Billie Eilish song sounds like." Oh shit. It's that bad, huh? Oh no. I don't even know. I don't even know what I'll have to listen to a song after this, guys. Exactly, Randy Marsh. Dude, those squibs right here. So Ronnie comes home. He doesn't recognize the old hag because it doesn't look like his girlfriend at all. And she just wastes no time just blasting him multiple times in the chest. The squibs are great. The blood out of the mouth is amazing. Like, this is some really good. When Kate and I watched this, she was like, "Oh my God, you watched this as a kid?" It's like, well, I didn't see every single episode as a kid, but yeah, sometimes they're more violent than others for sure. Jamie says Billy's sound and her looks do not match. Her voice is angelic and pretty, but she dresses like a dude. Yeah. Lord, 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 I am Lord. Yeah. What's really funny about that South Park thing is it's like the nothing like Lord at all, but that's what people when people talk about that's the power of propaganda. Everyone should think about that, especially when it comes to the political side of things too. That the depiction of Lord on South Park. When I talk to people about Lord, they know more about that than they even know about the actual person. So I think that's a funny little comment on our perception of people and things are sometimes just based on what we've been told through media instead of finding it out for ourselves. But yeah, it was very funny. And I would imagine she got a kick out of that, right? Like, I mean, they're using her name so much. That's got to be great. Lord, Lord, Lord. All right, let's see here. Barry is the real life Dexter. Ah, yes, talking about his job, yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be hardcore. That's gotta be hardcore. Um, I can only imagine, man. And then, yeah, I mean, you're saying, yeah, too many of those murder scenes and numb to it all. Yeah, I can, you know, it's gotta completely change your perspective of that stuff. I've known guys that have done like cleanup crew kind of work on those. And this kind of scenes they've had to walk into, it's just wild, you know. It's definitely gotta it must be interesting, from your perspective, Barry, to make that shift from, work life to, enjoying horror as a, film genre. Speaking of which, Barry, with horror, last night I popped in. We'd watched The Craft. My wife and I watched The Craft earlier on in the evening, and then right after that, I put on Urban Legend. I ended up falling asleep a little bit the way through, but my wife was already asleep, so we're probably going to start it from square one here later on today. She's never seen it before, so and I haven't seen Urban Legend since it came out on like VHS or DVD or something like that, like renting it. So yeah, now Sylvia's at the point where she has all the money to buy back the cast of her face to make herself beautiful again, but now her picture is in the paper. She's a murderer because she dropped the gun on the ground and her fingerprints were on it. Sylvia, come on. And now she's sort of realizing like she's just going to be stuck in this decrepit state for the rest of her life. Shout out to putting a little whiskey in your coffee there. Baby wearing a Nirvana yeah. One cool baby, yeah. I mean, who knows, right, though? People just, like, get a Nirvana shirt because they think it's, like, the right thing to wear or put on their kid. I don't know. I'm suspect of everyone. Well, yeah, the licensing gets sold out to Walmart or Target, and then it's like, at that point, what can you do, you know? Wearing Ramon stuff, Guns N' Roses stuff, Van Halen. I see it all over the place. People that were probably born in the 2000s wearing a Van Halen shirt. I mean, if they really are fans, then, more power to you. And Barry says, I will say Billie Eilish's eyes are mesmerizing. Thank you so much, Big Rod. Great to see you, man. We are wrapping up the episode here, but we'll hang out for a little bit longer, right? Just kick it a little bit with you guys. And you can tell it's sort of like almost guerrilla style filmmaking here because people are stacked on the corners here. And they're just watching the shoot, right? Because no one hangs out in downtown LA. Although this may be in Hollywood. So it may just be in a less busy spot of Hollywood. Love that she runs into her friend with the sweet purple and black cheetah print leggings. Very urban legend. Please love it, even if you don't. I think it's a fun time. Like I was telling my wife that I was like, it's not going to be. Don't expect like a Scream level of like quality, but it's a really fun movie. It comes from that same era. We both really like Michael Rosenbaum, Joshua Jackson. It's fun that he gets to play like a totally different type. Robert Englund, Danielle Harris in there as well. What's her face from is it Amber Witt, or what's it, Amanda Witt, who was recently in Longlegs, which is just wild that it's been that long, because in Longlegs she looks old. And maybe it's a little bit of makeup too. But what, Urban Legend came out in, must have been like 97 or 98 or something like that. I don't know. Must have been just a year or two after Scream, once that all popped off. Yeah. I mean, that opening scene with Brad Dourif and everything is just classic, you know? Yep, Danielle Harris. Booyah, booyah. The Craft and Urban Legend, excellent double feature. I saw both in the theater. Oh, Big Rod says, I did The Craft, but haven't seen Urban Legend in so long, it would be unfair to have an opinion. Yeah, same here. I mean, I would say that Urban Legend's probably like a C plus B minus, but in my estimation, for, watching something that's like, haven't seen it in 20 plus years, like, I'm excited to check it out and, give it a go. Because I can't really remember all the kill scenes or anything like that. I can't remember really like how the reveal is laid out and everything like that as well. Yeah. Get out of my Van Halen t-shirt before you jinx the band and they break up. Great wedding singer line right there. Yeah, movies were cheaper back in the day, Jamie. Back in the 60s. I'm just joking. Yeah. Even like in my, like, I think movies when I was a kid, like, before I was a teenager, it was like $3.25 to go see a movie. And then when you're a teenager, it was like $4.25 or $5, something like that. Really not that bad. Go see a couple movies a night. Cody read somewhere too that she's a fan of Rob Zombie and Typo. Yeah. And she very well could be, for sure. I'm just saying that, like, when I see a celebrity in a t-shirt, I'm like, prove it. Why don't you prove you're a fan? And I'm not saying, like, I don't really, not gatekeeping, because I'm not a Type O negative fan and I'm not a fan. I'm not super familiar with their catalog. But I do, that genre of music I think can be really fun. So, if there's a record that stands out to you, Cody, that you think would be the best one for a new person to check out, then hit me up on Insta with a DM and I'll check it out, man. Start bench cut. What do you want me to start bench cut? Eli, did you already drop one? Let's see here. You want me to start bench cut what? The Craft, Urban Legend, and something else? Those were the good old days. Alicia Witt. Okay. Is Urban Legend, I Know What You Did Last Summer, level of quality? I'd say so. I'd say more fun. I think Urban Legend's more fun than I Know What You Did Last Summer. For me, what works in I Know What You Did Last Summer is I think Sarah Michelle Gellar and Jennifer Love Hewitt are nice to look at. And I think the Fisherman Killer is a good look, but totally underwhelming other than that. I think Urban Legend is trying to have a bit more flavor and fun. I mean, Rosenbaum's character is, fun-loving. Same thing as Joshua Jackson's character as well. And I do really like Robert Englund as the professor in there. Yeah, I think it's probably right around there, but I might give Urban Legend the edge, I think. And that might be Big Rod, because I've read the book I Know What You Did Last Summer, which is a little different. It's more of a mystery. Like, it's a true mystery. And there's something in that book that there's no way you couldn't make the movie the way they made the mystery in the book, because in the book, the fact that you can't see the characters is a massive part of what keeps the mystery a mystery. And that's all I can really say without spoiling the book. But I think the book of I Know What You Did Last Summer, even though it's not really a horror, far more creepy and like it gave me goosebumps, like when you get to that reveal. And I enjoyed it a lot more than I enjoyed the film. Cody says, I had a teacher do that to a girl in high school over a Pink Floyd shirt. She couldn't even name him a track off Dark Side. That's hilarious. Oh, and I'm sorry, guys. The episode is over. We're just chit-chatting, so I'll go ahead and turn the turn the timer off here. I just get like, let me know if you guys think my commentary is just total shit. And then the next time we do one of these, I'll just ignore you guys in the chat and I'll just do a commentary. Or if you guys like the vibe of this whole thing, I mean, really, it's for you guys. So, if you want to have more of this conversation, kind of like we're doing now, or if you want me to focus more on talking about the episode, then just let me know, because I want to keep you guys around and keep you happy for sure. 98 is when Urban Legend came out. That's what I'm taking that to mean, unless there's another chat from you that says degrees. Nope. Okay, so yeah, you're talking about Urban Legend. Unpopular opinion from Erica: didn't like Long Legs. I really enjoyed it, Erica, but I've only seen it once. So I think, and actually, like when Kate and I drove home from watching it, we were both like, "Oh, I don't know." Like I was saying, I don't know if I really need to own that. And Kate was like, yeah, I don't know if I'll ever want to watch it again. And then the next day we were both like, kind of want to watch it again. I really enjoyed it. It's like my kind of movie as far as how good it looked. The placement of the camera. I love the thoughtfulness behind that. I really like the performances. I like the mystique and the mystery. And I like that there's some sort of supernatural element there that isn't explained. Those are the things that worked for me. So, I would say Long Legs and Late Night with the Devil are my two favorite horror films of the year, but I've yet to see Alien Romulus. I haven't seen Stream. What else have I not seen? There's probably something else that I'm missing as well. But I would put Long Legs and Late Night with the Devil over like Abigail, easy for me. I still have yet to see In a Violent Nature. I need to check that one out because I know a lot of people really dig that. I still need to see Turbo Kid. You're not the first one to bring this up in the chat, Gina, for sure. Start, bench cut, Tales from the Crypt, Tales from the Dark Side, and the Twilight Zone. Well, the Twilight Zone is getting the start. The Twilight Zone is one of the greatest TV shows of all time. And I'm talking about the original Rod Serling run. And I'm not as familiar with Tales from the Dark Side, so I'm going to go start the Twilight Zone, bench Tales from the Crypt, and cut Tales from the Dark Side. There's just something about the Twilight Zone. Like I don't, to me, it's just like the Godfather of this kind of television show. A similar vibe as to what we see here in Tales from the Crypt, for sure. Yeah, me too. And I had the captions on, the volume was low because Kate was asleep, and I probably fell asleep within the first like half hour, 40 minutes. I mean, I put it on knowing I was going to fall asleep and knowing that we would actually watch it together and give it a good go. Gina prefers Urban Legend to The Craft, but both are good films. Yeah, I had a fun enough time with The Craft. Like I think it would be a good double feature with like the Lost Boys. Like I was saying, I'd probably prefer the Lost Boys as well. But I think The Craft is fun for sure. It's really cool to see Nev play a role that's like totally different than what she ended up doing as Sydney. Shows a bit of a range for sure, which I really enjoy. Yeah, it's a rough one. Trying to start bench cut those. And Robert the Wolfman says, type O negative for life. All right, guys, you need to give me your suggestions for sure. Wolfman's got Styx Renegade on repeat lately. I really love that song. Yeah, that's a great one. And I didn't even know that Styx wrote that song until I saw Styx live. And I realized that they wrote so many great songs that I had no idea were attributed to them. And I don't know, is Renegade on the Grand Illusion? Let's see here. I don't think it is. Let's see here. Yeah, it's on Pieces of 8. Okay. Yeah, Renegade's a great song. And the one Styx record that I have on vinyl, Barry, is The Grand Illusion, and that one's a really, really fun record as well. Just like a front to back, like great album if you want to put something on. Whimsical, a bit progressive as far as I always like. I describe Styx as like a radio friendly version of Rush. That's what they kind of sound like to me. There's a little bit of that technical aspect that you get from like prog rock, but it's certainly more driven towards whimsy and being able to be radio friendly and catchy in a pop song kind of way. What's happening, the Ribbit? How you doing today? Happy Labor Day. Hope you're having a great day. We watched, and earlier we had just watched Only Sin Deep, episode 4 from season 1 of Tales from the Crypt. So if you want to scrub on back, you can catch that episode. The link is in the description below if you want to follow along, because all the episodes are available on YouTube. And I had a little counter up here so you can make sure that you can match everything up there. Shout out to Margot Robbie. She's a real new metal fan and represents properly. I had no idea, Big Rod. Thank you for letting me know. I wonder what her new metal vibe is. Cause like for me, my new metal vibe is like the first 2 Korn records. I think those are great. I think $3 Bill Y'all by Limp Bizkit is really fun. And that might be where my new metal like expertise like just kind of goes down. Because I don't know, is Linkin Park considered new metal? Because to me, they're just pop. Like, I don't think there's anything new metal, anything remotely metal about Linkin Park. To me, Linkin Park is like, you might as well be 98 Degrees. Like, I can hardly tell the difference as far as like how dangerous the music is or anything like that. What else is new metal? Like POD. I wouldn't even consider System of a Down new metal because they're way too technical. New metal to me is a bit more down the middle for sure, bit more accessible. Yeah, interesting. Curious to know what you guys think. Jamie says, I love Urban Legend. It's fun and different. Really great kills and great twist ending. Yeah. Let's see here. You guys are showing your love for Peter Steele, who a member of, is he the founding member of Typo Negative who recently passed away? Yeah. And it's always a bummer when you lose somebody from, the creative world for sure, especially someone that is in such a band that's really influential. I mean, they've been doing their shit for what? Typo Negative probably started in the late 80s, mid to late 80s, something like that. Came to prominence, at least like I started knowing who they were probably like mid 90s is when I was aware of who they were. Yeah. Erica says, I prefer to be talked to than ignored. That's just me. Yeah, for sure. Shout out to older Deicide. Eli just loves hanging out with everyone. Gina didn't even realize I was watching it. Yeah, I mean, it's like, we can sort of combine these two things as sort of like member hangout and a little bit of a watch party. So I try to chime in every now and then, but it's like, if you guys watch my review, you kind of know how I feel about it. So it's a great opportunity for us to just hang out. Peter Steele was on Jerry Springer. Wow, I had no idea. Erica says, speaking of stream, any idea where the heck to watch it? Limited theatrical release and no online options. I'm not sure, Erica. I wonder if it is just going to be released on streaming here soon. Let's see here. Stream movie. Let's see what I can find out if there's any new news on stream. It looks like, yeah, it does have some show times, at least near where I'm at here in the Phoenix area. And it's tough to look it up because it's called stream. So Google thinks that I'm looking to stream everything. I don't know. I would imagine though, Erica, it's gotta be, coming to multiple streaming services, VOD and all that kind of stuff within the next couple weeks. They'll probably want it out by the middle of September so they can ramp up those numbers for spooky season. And Curtis says Turbo Kid is absolutely class. Excellent. I'll have to check that out. That's a massive blind spot for me. I guess I didn't even know that it was a zombie movie. Watch that on First Air Maga. Oh, the Peter Steele being on Springer and then Marilyn Manson on Donahue. In a Violent Nature was trash for Erica. Yeah, I've heard great things and really bad things for sure. Jamie says, this is why when people ask me to do watch-alongs, I usually groan. It's not easy to watch and comment on something and chat with the fans at the same time. I don't like dead air on a broadcast. Yeah, it's true. I'm all about that engagement. I did a watch-along with Brett and Brad from Good Real Hunting and Braden Timmons. We watched Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. And I kept on like following the chat. Like that's just the kind of guy I am. So we talked about the movie every now and then, but for me, it was just more about keeping that engagement going on, Oh, thank you so much, Jamie. Really appreciate you. Eli, I do not. I think I can watch it on, what is it, Paramount Plus or something has the episodes, but no, I don't have any Twilight Zone on physical media at all. I really love the show, and there was a while back, maybe 10 years back, a little bit longer, where it was on Hulu or whatever streaming service it was on, and I watched. I don't think I finished the whole thing, but I watched a lot of those episodes. Yeah, really, really love that. Sticks Live is amazing, says Brooke Scarlett. They put on a show. They absolutely do. They run around all over the place, multiple setups. I love their music. I saw them with REO Speedwagon, and it was an incredible show. So Dead Again, is that's the good one? That's the one I should check out from Typo Negative? Let me know. And MAGA's dropping DRI. Oh yeah, good old school punk thrash. Slipknot, Bullet for My Valentine's. Then she crosses over to metalcore bands like Killswitch. Okay. Wow. Linkin Park is considered new metal to some. Holy crap. Yeah. I guess I just think of Linkin Park as like music for children. I don't know. Like it's just so like slick and poppy. I never understood them. Oh, he passed in 2010. Didn't somebody just pass from one of these bands just recently? Um, oh wow. I had no idea it was that long ago. Gina says, I enjoy Urban Legend 2, even though most don't. I don't think I've ever seen. Oh no, Final Cut. I've seen that one. I can't remember it, but I have seen it once. Yeah. Peter starred in the band Carnivore, then they split and he made Type O. All right. Yeah, you have to reword that search. You have to be like stream movie, stream film, stream 2024, stream Danielle Harris. Like it's just all this, it's sometimes it's tough when people pick a certain title for their movie where you're like, kind of tough to find your movie, y'all. Sludge metal is where it's at, says MAGA Cat. I Hate God, Crowbar, Down, Acid Bath, and the NOLA and Louisiana Shitviz. I've never heard of that. Yeah, it's tough for me to do that. I mean, I can always say that punk rock is my favorite, Jamie. That's for sure. I do enjoy all genres to varying degrees. Um, but punk would be my favorite if I had to say for sure. All right, I will have to check that one out for sure. Let's see what else you guys got going on here. Jamie was there for the Nightmare Watch Along. Those guys are really, yeah, they're amazing. That's what I aspire to as far as engaging with the chat for sure. And Erica hopes that if they make a second Violent Nature movie, it's more than Walking in the Woods. Yeah, man, so hot and cold with what I've heard. I mean, Erica, you and I both know that Killjoy Jake really loves In a Violent Nature. So, he's on the one side of folks that really, really enjoy it. And then there are other people that are like, what the hell is all this walking nonsense? Yeah, hopefully they switch up the format for sure. Let's see here. MAGA saying his mom met and hung out with Rick Ocasek. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Yeah, I remember when Chester passed away. He was singing with Stone Temple Pilots when he passed away too, I think. So they've lost two people, two singers. Brutal. Brutal. Let's see what else you guys got. Robert says Type O and Static X are the only band logos I have and will ever get. Music saves, as they say. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, Eli. We're going to be doing that today at 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be doing the unboxing. So let me cover up Eli's address and stuff. But Eli sent this tight little parcel, and we're going to be opening that up at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then I'm also going to be opening up and showing off the John Carpenter Lost Themes Noir vinyl that Eli sent my way. A little Eli Cortez love, a little subscriber and channel membership appreciation from that one. So yeah, man, I can't wait to see what's in here, and really much looking forward to it. Absolutely. Yeah, he really does love it. I should check out Kung Fury if I haven't yet, and watch True Survivor, David Hasselhoff music video straight after it. All right. Yeah, I've not watched Kung Fury. I remember that came out, a handful of years ago, and it caused a big old stink for sure. Big old stink in a good way. There you go. Curtis says, I'm a huge fan of In a Violent Nature, one of my top films this year. So yeah, I'll have to check that one out just so I know, right? Well, Erica, you just got to be honest to yourself, right? It doesn't mean you're like causing a problem just because you don't agree. So it's like, yeah, what can you do? You know, I think that's like one of the great things about horror fandom is like we can disagree on our opinions about films and still get along and all that, you know. So no worries at all. Uh What's happening, Raymond? Late to the chat, but no worries. Happy Labor Day, Raymond. You can always scrub back and watch the episode. As always, there's a link in the description below so you can check out the episode on YouTube. And then I had our little fancy timer up here in the corner so you can follow along for sure. Jamie says with music, I think it depends, or my favorite depends on my mood. Sometimes she's into Rob Zombie, Marilyn Manson. Sometimes it's Pink Floyd. Sometimes it's Britney and New Kids on the Block. Yeah, I do a little bit of a pop around. Maybe that is a pretty stretchy pop around. Yeah, it's good to have a wide musical diet for sure. If it's Corn, I'm not in a good mood. Oh, their first couple of records, though, something. I mean, talk about mood. The first couple of records are moody. MAGA's mom managed to kick it and really hang out with Elvis, Rick Ocasek, Jimmy Jameson, Jimmy Buffett, Isaac Hayes. Damn, that's pretty awesome. That is pretty killer. Which Elvis, Costello or Presley? I'm a Costello guy. I'm not an Elvis Presley guy. Don't really have any love for Elvis Presley. I mean, of course, the acknowledgement of how massive of a star he was is undeniable, of course. I would just always pick Costello over Presley. Easy, not even close, not even fucking close for me. Love myself some Elvis Costello, one of my favorite musicians of all time. And Barry says, In a Violent Nature is absolute shit. Guess I'll just have to watch it and see for myself. Whew. Jamie's partied with 10,000 Maniacs many times. They're from her hometown. That's way too cool. Yeah, I remember they had a nice little run there in the 90s. They had that Unplugged performance that was really a really good one. Yeah, absolutely, Erica. Yeah, I can tell you're good people for sure. I mean, you wouldn't be a mod on a wildly successful channel if you didn't you know, have your wherewithal and treat people the right way for sure. Yeah. Love Jonathan's voice. His work in Queen of the Damned is outstanding. Jonathan Davis looks like a Wahlberg to me. That's pretty funny. I mean, I've never thought of that. I'll have to take a look at some pictures. Maybe he is, and we just don't know. Listen to metal. Big Rod says I'm opposite. I listen to metal when I'm happy, and I listen to gangster rap when I'm pissed. Panic at the Disco or AFI if I want to get out of my pissy mood. All right. Yeah, I sort of like listen to music. For me, it's like, do I want something that's going to energize me or something that's going to like bring me down and let me chill? That's kind of the way I go. Wolfman says I prefer Frank Costello. I guess I have to look up. Is that from Abbott and Costello? That's too funny. Yeah. Oh, American Mobster. There you go. American Mobster Frank Costello was an Italian-American crime boss of the Luciano crime family. All right. Well, there you go. The more you know. Do, 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 do. Only one in my book. There it is. There it is. You have to talk like Barry when reading his comments. Barry's voice is legit. Yeah, I can only say certain things in the Scottish accent. It's things that I hear Barry say all the time. Like, and I know I'm not going to be able to do it because Barry's in the chat. I know my performance is going to be terrible. Hi guys, welcome to the channel. My name's Barry. Something like that. I don't know. Oh, hey. Natalie Merchant used to babysit me. She was mean. Yeah, wow. Mean babysitter, Natalie Merchant. So she's one of the 10,000 maniacs then. Literally and figuratively. Robert the Wolfman says, my music goes from Jim Croce, Abbott, Bone Thug, Seal, Ghoultown, Elvis. Got to be eclectic with the music. I totally hear you on that. I'm a massive Jim Croce fan. For my money, it doesn't get better. 70 singer-songwriters. I think Jim Croce's the best. I would take him over, you know, Dylan, John Denver, whoever, like James Taylor. I think Jim Croce destroys all of those for sure. Damn, your mom watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre with Elvis. That's pretty cool. Oh, Frank Costello is from but named after the real Frank Costello. Yeah. I know. See, it was awful because you're in here. I'd probably do like a better job if you're not in here. But who knows? Who knows, Barry? Um, but what can I say? I mean, even if it's a bad imitation, it's still the most sincere form of flattery. So I'll take it as a plus. Barry has that accent that makes you want to hit the pub. Am I that depressing? Oh, that's funny. What a guy. What a guy. Rap for Jamie is Eminem, BC Boys, Cypress Hill, NWA, Snoop, Dre, pretty much stuck in the 90s. Yeah, 90s rap's great. Yep. I really dig it. Croce is great for the road and in general. Yeah, Croce is where it's at. Where it's at. Natalie was the lead singer, but she went solo and quit music altogether. Yeah, I mean, I remember her being in that band. I just meant because she was mean to you. She was a maniac. Oh yeah. I mean, Jim Croce, the love songs are just amazing. And yeah, shout out to the Misfits for being horror and punk. I really dig the Misfits. They're super fun. I even like the Michael Graves Misfits. Yeah. There is something, I think Barry, there's something about hearing that, Scottish, Irish, English, like hearing those accents that they do make you want to crawl into a pub, not in a depressed way, and just, slam down some pints and shout at the television over a game of soccer, um, you know, and, have a good time. Raymond says, I used to listen to pop and rock, but because a friend of mine is a country singer, I've gotten into country a bit. Still love 80s music and classic rock. Yeah, all those genres, they all have their good points and bad points for sure. There's certainly good country and definitely bad country. Check out Ghoul Town, horror, western, punk. Then there's also like Tiger Army. I don't know if you guys listen to Tiger Army. I don't know how much they like sing about horror stuff, but it definitely has that like psychobilly kind of vibe. So if you just want something that's like in that realm of sounding spooky, especially the first couple Tiger Army records, I really like 1 and 2 for sure. Michael Graves' era is Big Rod's favorite. Famous Monsters is excellent, but Skulls with Danzig is my favorite song. Yeah, I mean, Forbidden Zone is so good. What a great song. I think my favorite song of the Misfits is Saturday Night. I think that's my favorite one. I'm a big Righteous Brothers fan. And to me, Saturday Night is like Righteous Brothers meets pop punk. Whereas most of the Danzig's era of Misfits reminds me of Elvis Presley meets punk. Barry sounds like my great grandma who came here from Scotland in 1919, says Jamie. I love it. Yeah, I think it's, Barry gets I swear the people that troll him about his accent, they just want a response. Because the people that like can't understand Barry, I'm just like, how can you not understand him? You're just saying it to get a rise, that's what I would imagine. Because I've been watching Barry for about 8 years now, and I've never had any issue understanding him whatsoever. And I grew up about as far away as you can be in the United States from Scotland. Hell yeah, I remember the Voodoo Glow Skulls. I love those guys. Actually, one of my bands, Danger Death Ray, got to play with them in Bend, Oregon, like 15 years ago, something like that, which was really cool because I grew up listening to those guys in high school. Ferme was the first record of theirs I got. I really like Baile de los Locos as well. Band Geek Mafia is really fun. Who Is This Is good stuff as well. Yeah, very fun. Just, breakneck speed, reckless abandon, just a wild, wild band. And Cody and Robert the Wolfman are going to be making some plans to see Devo. How about it? Oingo Boingo. I like Oingo Boingo. That would be fun. And Jamie says, F those trolls, Barry. They can stuff it. You sound just fine. I also have the most normal. So I would imagine there's got to be some people like, just like out here in the States, there's some accents where it's like, what did that person just say? Because I mean, it's such a vast variety, and then I can only imagine. It's the same thing with the Irish and the British too. There's like this spectrum of like, oh, you can understand, and then, oh, what the hell was that? Maybe I caught one word out of that. So you're saying, Barry, that you're proper. You have a proper Scottish accent. Big Rod, you're too sweet. I'm just such a massive music fan, man. Like that is my. I wish I could talk about music more on YouTube, but since you can't like share the actual music without getting copyright struck, it's really difficult. But yeah, music is like that's. I'm a maybe a small encyclopedia when it comes to movie knowledge, and when it comes to music, it's a lot more wide. And even outside of the stuff that I really enjoy, I still will know who the band is and have some sort of frame of reference. But yeah, I mean, punk rock and ska are massive to me when I was growing up. I mean, I was in high school in the late 90s, graduated in 2000. So that, that big third wave ska boom happened like right in the middle of all that. So yeah, definitely was listening to all sorts of ska music, just kind of all over that third wave spectrum for sure. Yeah, really love Voodoo Glow Skulls for sure. Raymond says he saw A Quiet Place Day One the other night. Really good. Joseph Quinn was amazing, and he totally stole that movie. I need to see those. I've not seen one Quiet Place movie. I don't know if it's my aversion to John Krasinski, of which I definitely have, or if it's just the fact that we have so many of these movies now with like humanoid monsters. I'm just sort of like, am I over that genre? I don't know. Do you guys think I should watch the Quiet Place movies? You guys think, based on what you know about my taste, do you think I would like those movies? I don't know. British is Scottish. You mean English and Irish. Yeah. You know what? To us Americans, Barry, we don't know the difference. It's very confusing. It's very confusing because there's so many different names for that, Great Britain, the UK, England, Britain. I don't know what word, you know what I mean? Like it's like a square, a rectangle, or a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle isn't a square, and I just get all confused about it. It's like misgendering accents. I know I'm just probably pissing everyone off. I appreciate that you forgive me. Last night, Jamie splurged on some steelbooks. Walmart exclusive, have great covers. Such a sucker for a good looking steelbook. Yeah, I got that Army of Darkness steelbook. I think it was Walmart. I don't know if it was exclusive to them, but I did pick that one up because it was like $15. It was like on sale or something like that, maybe 12, something like that, something crazy. And not only does Walmart have exclusives with steelbooks, guys, but if you're getting into vinyl or you already are into vinyl, Walmart and Target have exclusive colored vinyl, and they're not extra expensive or anything like that. You might be able to go find a record that you really enjoyed as a kid. I've got like a Weezer Blue album, Alanis Morissette. There's a couple others. There's a Todd Rundgren record I picked up. All of them are colored vinyl, exclusive to those stores. So that's another cool physical media thing to keep an eye out for. Gotta go return some videotapes. All right, Maga, great seeing you, man. Have a great rest of your Labor Day weekend here, and we'll catch you next time. Best ska, Sublime. Learn it, live it, love it. Yeah, I think, in Sublime, it's not even just, they're not even exclusively ska, though. Like, because I think they've got some punk rock songs, too. They even within that band, they've got like a pretty wide spectrum there for sure. Yeah. I mean, I would say as far as like best ska, I think my favorite ska band of all time is Five Iron Frenzy. They are one of the only ska bands with two guitars, which is really fun. And I don't know what it is. Their songwriting just really creative, really fun. It's one of those weird examples where it's like they are a band full of Christian people that write some songs that are about that. I would say half of their songs are kind of in that worship realm, and then the other half are totally silly, like PG versions of like No Effects songs that are just like goofy. And they always struggled to find their spot because in the Christian rock world or Christian music world, they weren't really embraced because they weren't 100% worship. And then in the punk rock world, they weren't embraced because, I believed in something. I don't know what the reason would be. I struggle to understand why, because to me, it's like the music should sort of speak for itself. For me, Five Iron Frenzy is my favorite ska band because of the quality of what they put out there, which is head and shoulders above any other ska band I've ever heard. But yeah, I would put like Mighty Mighty Bosstones up there for sure. Really like the early Real Big Fish as well. Slapstick, a couple of the guys from Slapstick ended up being in one of them ended up starting Alkaline Trio. And then the singer ended up doing the Lawrence Arms. So they kind of did, some music after doing Slapstick, but that was like early 90s, a very punk rock version of ska from back then. Trying to think of some other maybe deep cut ska bands. Link 80. If you guys don't know about Link 80, one of the guys from Link 80 is half of Radio Silence. And I've been listening to Link 80, at least their really, really early stuff when I was in high school. Their original singer, Nick Trania, was Danielle Steele's son, the author Danielle Steele. That was her son. Unfortunately, he ended up taking his own life in his late teen years. And so the band moved on with a different singer and everything. But I really enjoy how rough that 17 Reasons record was from Link 80. Fun stuff. Erica says all the Quiet Place movies are on Paramount Plus. That's awesome. Cody hasn't watched them either. Even Day One is on Paramount Plus. That's great to know. MAGA Cat, no Huey Lewis. You know how that provokes you. Guys, I've been listening to a lot of Huey Lewis in the news lately. It just like so posy, makes me want to like, I don't know, hug everybody. I don't know what it is. Erica suggests watching Day One first if you prefer timeline rather than release. Okay, so Day One and then just go back to the first movie from there. Okay. Raymond's trying to hold off on buying physical media right now with his birthday next month, but might slip into Goodwill. Hell yeah. Yeah, I haven't purchased a lot of physical media lately, but I am looking forward to that Late Night with the Devil box set that is going to be arriving in the mail sometime this month. I don't know when to expect it, but I'm really pumped. And I will be doing a live unboxing of that so we can check everything out together. Want to show that off with you guys. I know I can't compete with the physical media channels that do it on the reg, but when it comes to something like big and special like this that I'm, truly interested in and passionate about, I do want to share that with you guys. But definitely can't keep up with the Joneses for sure. It's it to be square. Want a new drug? I've been. What's the one? Heart of Rock and Roll. Man, I can't stop listening to that song. Can't stop listening to Heart of Rock and Roll. It's just such a positive song about, that even if it's like, they sing about, the punk rock in New York and the glam and metal in California. And I love that the song is sort of like, it seems like the lyrics to me are saying, even though there's all these different styles everywhere and we play a different style than some of these other popular styles, all of this music is proof that like rock and roll will never die. Like that's what I take from that song. And I love that message and just how posy it is. And man, I got to tell you, the band is fucking tight as shit. The News is such a tight, talented group. The one guy, I can't think of his name right now, but he plays lead guitar, sings backups, and plays saxophone. Like, what the hell? Like, can we get one modern band where there's like a musician that's like a multi-talent like that and does all of that in one song? And maybe there is, and I just don't know. But I love that about them. And I know I've said this before on a stream, guys, but Elvis Costello's band on My Aim Is True, his very first record, the band was called Clover then. And those three guys are part of the News for Huey Lewis because after the first record, Elvis was able to pick his own group because he proved himself, as it were. The Power of Love, absolutely. Yep, the heart of rock and roll is still beating. That's right. And from what I've seen, I believe in. Oh, yeah. So good. So damn good. I'm probably going to like sometimes before a stream, I put it on just to like pump myself up, put myself in a good mood. and have a little bit of a mind clearing episode before jumping in with you guys. Jamie says, have you guys ever seen the movie Duets with Huey Lewis, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Paul Giamatti? I have. Yeah, it's been years. It's been years. I've only seen it once. I remember enjoying it for sure, but I should probably revisit it. Yeah. Does does Huey Lewis play like Gwyneth Paltrow's like father or something in that movie, or some sort of connection there? Are they singing partners? I can't remember. Oh, are you talking about which movie are we? Oh, Duets. Yes. Yeah. Such a great movie. If you think you're too old for rock and roll, then you are, says Lemmy. And if Lemmy says it, then it's as good as gold. Yeah, I don't remember in too much detail either, Raymond. Yeah, okay. So he's the yeah, I need to rewatch it. It's been a long time, but I remember digging it and I'm a big music guy, so I should probably dive in and check it out for sure. Uh you've seen it too many times to count. There it is. All right, guys. Well, let's see here. We've been going for about an hour and a half. I think what I'm going to do is we'll wrap things up here and take a little break, have some lunch, maybe watch a movie with Kate, and I'll be back here at 8 p.m. Eastern to do the unboxing here of Eli's latest parcel and show off that John Carpenter vinyl as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. It'll be the first stream with the public since our massive late night with the Davey stream with Cody the other night. Holy crap, guys. Man, I've been having an awesome time doing late night with the Davey every single week. It's been incredible. The response to that episode was unbelievable. By the time I ended the stream, the amount of views on the stream had surpassed more than double surpassed the numbers on the streams before it. By the next day, the stream was at 1,000. Now it's sitting at like 2,000. And I don't have any videos on the channel that are 2,000 views. So it's a huge deal for me and for what we're doing and putting together here. And not only that, I think the coolest thing about it is that when Cody and I had said our good nights and he hopped off the stream, we were at like 45, 50 viewers, and that held for the entire time. The next hour and a half when I hung out with you guys and hung out with our new people, which was just really cool to see that the folks that Cody brought over were cool enough to hang with us. And, I'm hoping that this community of ours is just going to keep on growing. And I'm curious to know how many people are going to pop in for this live, for the unboxing, and then really curious to see how Late Night with the Davey goes through the month of September. If you guys hadn't seen already, I've got all those shows listed under the live tab on the channel, so you can check out who's coming up. We've got That Horror Couple, actor Jared Bankins, Evan from Rockland Graves, and Mel from My Killer Podcast. So September is looking great. I have booked Vincent DeSanti for October 9th, and I'm working on some other spooky season bookings for October. So I've reached out to some couple of big guns, not just in the YouTube world, just people that I look up to and respect and are either doing things, have been doing things, and are still doing things in the horror community, or just breaking into that community. So I really want to make October a special month as well. That's sort of centered around, like I've said before, shooting for the stars on getting some bookings. So really trying to bring in some people, that can just kick this thing up to the next level and make a Late Night with the Davey like the thing of the channel. That's how I see it. I can talk about movies and I can review the episodes and everything, but it's all about carving something out that only we're doing, or that we're breaking some new ground here. And I think Late Night with the Davey is the way to do that for sure. I appreciate that, Raymond. Yeah, and I'll send out a little notice too. These were just sort of put together. I know I had mentioned in one of my posts while I was gone camping that we'd be doing a couple streams on Monday. So yeah, I'll do a little post, so keep an eye out for that, guys. Take care, Cody. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. Drive safe and have a great rest of your weekend. Only 74 subs to 1K, and I've reached the hours needed to unlock like the next level of monetization. So yeah, we're just waiting on those 74 subs. Oh man, get it tonight. That would be unreal. I'm really hoping that that we can get there, yeah, within the next couple weeks. Let's make it happen, guys. I shit you not. Not this last Friday, a week ago from this previous Friday when I was on Drum Dums with Nick from the Lost River Drive-In, I was at 847 and now I'm sitting at, or we're sitting at 926. That's massive for this channel. That amount of subs in that amount of time is absolutely incredible. So we're just going to keep on going. We're going to press, and have the happiest Christmas till Bing Crosby tap dance with Danny fucking K. Boom, there it is. You got to smash that like, sub to the channel. Oh yeah. Death Squad, only 99 cents a month. Hell yeah. Everyone here hopefully knows that, but if you were gifted a channel membership, let's keep it going. Just 99 cents a month. You get to have these hangouts with me. You get your name on the cards before the streams and the episodes. And as that community grows, we're just going to keep on growing the exclusive content as well. Thank you so much, Gina. Really appreciate it. Yeah, give Ziggy Puppy Pup some snugs for me right back at him. And yeah, guys, I'll be back on at 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll do a little unboxing, have a little hang. It should be a great time. So really appreciate you guys. Blah, blah, blah. God, I can hardly talk. Really appreciate you guys for not only subbing, but being... Take 3. Really appreciate you guys for not only subbing, but for being great channel members as well. And yeah, hope you enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and I'll see you this evening. Until then, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take care.